Barang dalam diri tak puas hati, hilang apa yang ku selalu impi. Buka mata still gelap belum pagi.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and a very good evening. I'm Muhammad Hisham bin Kamaluddin, the student for the MBT 01203 Contemporary Corporate Communications. Today I want to present my third paper, and the title is about navigating crisis, corporate communications strategies during COVID, focus on IT companies. Okay, the first slide I want to present about the abstract for the paper. Okay, the COVID pandemic present unprecedented challenge to business worldwide, requiring swift adaptations to remote work and virtual operation. Corporate communications emerge as a vital element of organizational resilience during this period. The studies investigates the corporate communication practice adopted by IT companies in response to the pandemic. The research explore how IT companies utilize various communication strategies to ensure seamless internal and external interactions amidst the crisis. Employing a mixed method approach, including surveys, interview, and content analysis of communication materials, the study provides valuable insights into the strategy employed, the challenge faced, and their effectiveness. The findings contribute to a deeper understanding of the role of corporate communication in crisis management, and offer practical recommendations for IT companies and other organizations to navigate future uncertainties more effectively. For the keywords, COVID-19, corporate communication, information technology, IT. Okay, we go for the next slide. This is about introductions for this title. Okay, the COVID-19 pandemic brought unprecedented disruptions to business globally, leading the widespread uncertainty and challenge. Effective corporate communication emerged as a crucial element for organization resilience, continuity, and adaptability during this crisis. The information technology sector, which is reliant on seamless communication and remote collaborations, face a paradigm shift in communication strategy to sustain operations and stakeholder engagement. The research focus on investigating the corporate communication practice implemented during the COVID-19 period, with a special emphasis on IT companies. The pandemic triggered a transformation is how organizations operate and interact with stakeholders. The IT industry being at the forefront of digital innovation face both opportunities and challenges in regaining communication practice. Corporate communication become vital in instilling confidence in employees, maintaining client relationship, and addressing stakeholder concerns. The study aims to explore various phases of a corporate communication practice employed by IT companies during the pandemic by adopting a mixed method research approach combining qualitative and quantitative methodologies. Data will be collected through surveys, interviews, and content analysis of communication materials. The sample population includes device IT companies ranging from multinational corporation to small and medium-sized enterprise. The research holds significance in providing valuable insight to IT companies and organizations facing similar communication challenges during crisis by uncovering best practice and lessons learned from the pandemic. The study aims to offer practical recommendations to enhance organizational resilience and stakeholder trust. Ultimately, the research seeks to enrich our understanding of corporate communication strategy employed by IT companies to navigate uncertainties and maintain business continuity, equipping organizations to face future challenges confidently. Okay, for the next slide, we discuss about the literature review. This literature review highlights the significant role of corporate communication practice during the COVID pandemic, particularly within IT companies. Leveraging virtual communication tools, addressing internal communication challenges, and effective crisis communication under visionary leadership emerge as key themes. The finding provide available implications for IT companies and organizations seeking to strengthen their corporate communication practice, navigate future uncertainties successfully. Okay, for this literature review, the main focus is about impact of COVID-19, the pandemic, a profound effect on corporate communication practice across the industry, effectiveness of virtual tools. Virtual communication tools play a crucial role in ensuring continuity and engagement. And the last is a challenge faced IT companies encounter hurdles in preserving team cohesion and informal communications. For the next slide is about discussions and discussions. I want to discuss for the 5 points. And the point number one is impact of COVID-19 on corporate communication practice. And number two is effectiveness of virtual communication tools. And number three is about the challenge in internal communication. Number four is managing external stakeholder relations. And then lastly is about the role of leadership in crisis communications. Okay, for the impact of COVID-19 on corporate communication practice, the pandemic presents unprecedented challenge to organizations leading to swift adjustment in communication strategies. The companies with their digital expertise exemplify resilience and innovation in adapting remote work and virtual communication tool. Okay, for number two is effectiveness of virtual communication tool. It's about the adoptions of advanced virtual communication tools result in higher employee certification and productivity for IT companies. Cloud-based platforms and video conferencing enable uninterpreted services and maintaining client relationship. The number three challenge in internet communication is about the virtual work pose a challenge in preserving team cohesion and informal communication. IT companies implemented virtual team building activities and open the communication channels to bridge the physical distance. Now, For the next lab is about discussions and discussions. I want to discuss for the 5 points. And the point number one is impact of COVID-19 on corporate communication practice. And number two is effectiveness of virtual communication tools. And number three is about the challenge in internal communication. Number four is managing external stakeholder relations. And then lastly is about the role of leadership in crisis communications. Okay, for the impact of COVID-19 on corporate communication practice, the pandemic presents unprecedented challenge to organizations leading to swift adjustment in communication strategies. The companies with their digital expertise exemplify resilience and innovation in adapting remote work and virtual communication tool. Okay, for number two is effectiveness of virtual communication tool. It's about the adoptions of advanced virtual communication tools result in higher employee certification and productivity for IT companies. Cloud-based platforms and video conferencing enable uninterpreted services and maintaining client relationship. The number three challenge in internal communication is about the virtual work pose a challenge in preserving team cohesion and informal communication. IT companies implemented virtual team building activities and open the communication channels to bridge the physical distance. Number four is managing external stake relation, and this is about the transparent and empathic communication was crucial for building trust and mitigating uncertainty. Corporate social responsibility initiative enhance stakeholder relations and organizations' reputations. Number five is the role of leadership in crisis communication. Visionary leadership with empathy and transparency reassures employees and stakeholders. Effective crisis communication and decisive leadership contribute to the organization's resilience and stability. The long discussion of and in-depth analysis of corporate communication practice during the pandemic, focusing on IT companies. It highlights the adaptability and innovative approach of IT firms is leveraging digital technologies. Additionally, the study emphasizes the importance of virtual communication tools, internal communication strategies, stakeholder relation, and effective crisis communication under visionary leadership. The insight provide have a broader implication for organizations seeking to enhance their communication practice in times of crisis and uncertainty. Okay, for this slide, we discuss about the conclusions. And the conclusion is about the COVID pandemic necessitated a swift adaptation in corporate communication practice. IT companies demonstrate resilience by adopting remote work and virtual communication tools. Virtual communication tools positively impact internal collaboration and client interactions. Challenges include preserving team cohesion and informal communication channels in remote work settings. Transparent and empathic communication with stakeholder strengths, relation and trust. Leadership with empathy, transparency, and equality reassures employees and stakeholders. Regular communication from top management foster and resilience and motivate a workforce. IT companies adaptability with digital technology serve and model for others. Effective virtual communication tools combined with international cohesion effort ensure business continuity. Okay, the last is the study provide valuable insight for organizations seeking to strengthen communication strategies in times of a crisis. Okay, for the last slide is suggestions. Okay, the suggestions number one is embrace digital transformation, invest in state of the art digital platform, cloud-based service and project management tools to enhance remote work capabilities and prepare for future disruptions. Number two, priorities employee engagement. Design virtual team building activities, online training sessions, and interactive forums to foster employee engagement and maintain team cohesion. A transparent and empathic communication from top management enhance motivation and well-being. Number three, integrate crisis communications plans. Develop a comprehensive crisis communication plans with response strategies and key messaging to build trust with stakeholders during uncertainty. Incorporate a corporate social responsibility initiative to showcase commitment to social welfare. Number four is strength leadership communication. Missionaries leader demonstration empathy, transparency, and agility research employee and stakeholder. Regular virtual meeting foster a resilient organization and a culture. And the last is promote knowledge sharing. Encourage knowledge sharing sessions and online forums for employees to share insight and best practice. Promote a culture of continuous learning to empower adaptability and growth. I think my presentation is the end. So I hope you all to understand about this title of term paper is about IT during the COVID-19 pandemic. So thank you very much and goodbye.